This right here is the Mount Everest of hypocrisy, okay? You can't get any higher. This is the pinnacle. If you climb to the top of a mountain and you get to the top, you find this LeBron James Instagram post right here. This is it. No higher level of hypocrisy than this. LeBron James, as we speak, is trying to trade away the entire Los Angeles Lakers franchise. Everybody is on the block, and if he can get it done today, whether or not, if they had an 11 a.m. game and the Pelicans said, we're ready to do the AD deal, he'd say, fellas, off the court. AD's coming in. We know what's going on. And by the way, at the same time, he's trying to get his coach fired. So let's not pretend like this is like the little man against the big men. LeBron, you are the man. You're the man, and you would do this and have done this. You would trade any player, even close friends, move on from close friends and coaches to make your situation better. This is so much hypocrisy, you choke on it. And it's one more thing. It's fake news. It's absolutely irresponsible fake news. If LeBron wants to do what we do and be a pundit and speak on situations going on around the league, then he needs to be informed. I'm sure there are situations where I've been wrong, but I do my best to be informed. LeBron here is telling you untruth. These are falsehoods.
Harrison, I have no idea.
Hold on, Max.
How are you arriving at this conclusion?
Listen to me. I was almost done. You would have got it. Harrison Barnes, according to his agent, and Paul Pierce mentioned it last night, Harrison Barnes knew the score. He knew what was up. He knew that he could potentially be traded, and it was in the works. He was asked, do you want to play anyway? Right. And he said, I do. I want to play. LeBron suggests he was blindsided. LeBron put in his post, zero knowledge. That's not true, Max.
Right.
That's a lie. That's fake news.
What is the big message to take out of what LeBron tweeted? I fail to see the hypocrisy here. What LeBron is talking about is the idea that players can be dealt whenever. And the team does that, and they do what's best for the team. This is his point, Will. This is like, come on, some reading comprehension. They do what's best for the team. And by the way, what he's saying is, players, we make business decisions for ourselves too. All he's pointing out is that there doesn't seem to be hue and cry about teams doing what's best for them, but there does seem to be hue and cry about players doing it. Now, you may disagree with that.
It's built upon a lie. You have a big...
What's the lie?
It's built upon the lie that the Mavericks were callous and did not tell Harrison Barnes and would do anything in their own self-interest to the detriment of their player. You and LeBron feel like you have a bigger point to make. You're building it on a lie.
Well, it's not a... Well, okay, listen. LeBron saying that Harrison Barnes was blindsided may not be true, although when he became aware of it, if it was a couple days ago or whatever, or it was just since the Porzingis trade, that's right. You're going along with your career in one place, all of a sudden there's a trade goes down, and a week later you're gone. That happens pretty quickly, right? Maybe he had talks with the franchise that led him to believe that maybe he had a future there. He didn't. That's not the big takeaway here. The takeaway is right. How could you read that LeBron post and not understand the takeaway is
because I don't build truths. I don't build truths upon lies.
Teams do what's in their best interest, and it's okay. Just as when players do what's in their best interest, it's okay.
I'm sorry, I want to get Stephen A in here. Like this, Max, like when LeBron tweets about the NFL treating its players as commodities and that these owners don't care about their players and they'll trade them away, and then LeBron turns around and treats his own teammates and coaches in the same way, like that.
But that's okay. That means LeBron's
it wasn't okay with him when he indicted the NFL owners.
LeBron is now you're bringing in other information. You want to say that he went after the NFL hypocritically? Okay, maybe. Well, but in this instance, LeBron's doing what's best for him. Another player does what's best for him. Teams do what's best for them. But what he's saying is mainly the players are criticized out of proportion.
I would appreciate it if both of y'all would leave it to Stephen Naismith, okay? I really would. That would help y'all. It really would. This is really an example, and it's basically an illustration of the differences that exist now as opposed to before between team and player relations. The players are mega rich. They're driving their own decisions publicly and privately. We recognize that. This is why it's going to potentially be a serious problem for the National Basketball Association, because y'all are both thinking about it in terms of the league, the NBA, the brand, and the fact that it's in a good place. I know that's what you were thinking in terms of you, Will. It's about the hypocrisy of LeBron James. I'm saying no, it's not about either. What this is about is a whole bunch of small market teams that are outside of New York, that are outside of LA, a cadre of individual owners who are going to raise holy hell. And this is the kind of stuff that's going to come down the pike. You cannot. If you are the National Basketball Association, even though the sport was built on the backs of popular players like Jordan and Magic and Bird before that, Isaiah Thomas in between, Kobe and Shaq later on, et cetera, when you have a situation, and you're talking about big-time money, when you have a situation where players who are under contract are still in a position to manipulate things and speak up on behalf of themselves or what have you. All I'm saying is, from a league relation perspective, in terms of the kind of things that they want to get done down the line, even though those marquee players ain't going to suffer, the middle-of-the-road players are going to be made to suffer just so an example can be established that we are the league and the players will not run
That's a good point,
the asylum.
but the whole problem doesn't occur till 5.5 years into a guy's career. He has no choice where he played if he wants to keep even most of the money. After 5.5 years, players are going to start to bring leverage to bear. Big deal. I mean, like, what's the problem?
The problem is that you have a bevy of players who are in the mix, who are close to that 5 years. And so as a result, because of the climate.
They put their time in?
No, I'm saying the climate now is such that a lot of players are going to be causing problems.
For what it's worth, when Jalen was on, he brought up the same point, that Harrison Barnes was aware that this was going to happen.